fellow modelers and airbrush artists. In this video I'm going to introduce you to a product that I purchased from Supernova Studios in Durban. I'll provide a link for the actual item in the description. You will see a little image at the bottom of the screen there of the product that I'm going to be showing you. How many of you have actually tried to or you've gone onto YouTube and you've watched the guy doing fine line detail and he's removed the needle cap and he gets really close to the surface? Now some of you airbrush artists and modelers, you obviously don't have the confidence or the experience that you can actually get as close to that. You're afraid that you're going to damage the needle as it touches the surface and bends or possibly breaks. Well, these needle caps will actually help you to get closer to the surface and create those fine lines and detail work that you want to actually achieve. I've got three of my airbrushes here. The first one is the Mr. Hobby PS289 Procon Boy. The second one is the Supernova Studios Ninja airbrush, which is very good value at a very reasonable price. I will provide a link for that as well in the description. And then the other one is my Iwata Neo. Okay, now these caps are interchangeable on all airbrushes, including the aircraft brand. I don't have an aircraft airbrush at the moment, so I can't demonstrate that, but I do know that these air caps actually, these needle caps actually do work on them. You get 4 of them inside the set, and which is more than sufficient than what you're going to need. Attaching them to the airbrush, very easy. I've already got the Mr. Hobby Procon attached. I'm going to zoom in quickly so that you guys can see how they can actually be attached. As you can see here, the Mr. Hobby airbrush, I've already attached the one needle cap. Now the great advantage about this needle cap is that it's open-ended, so you can actually use your finger or piece of cotton wool or a paper towel or whatever to clean off any paint that might be drying on the end of the tip, which is great advantage, as opposed to the needle cap that actually comes standard with it, where you have to use a paintbrush and could possibly damage it by exerting too much force. The second one that I've got is Supernova Studios. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually change the actual needle cap. It's as simple as just unscrewing the existing needle cap and then attaching the new needle cap, or just screwing it on. And as simple as that, it is now attached, as you can see there. As I said just now, I'll demonstrate how each one has got its advantages. And of course my Neo, I'm going to unscrew the existing needle cap. I'm going to attach one that comes with the set. So there you have it. Very simple, very easy. Not much to it. Okay, so I'm going to be using some Vallejo drawing ink to actually demonstrate how to use these air caps effectively. I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to then move it over to the piece of paper that I've got set up, and I'll show you how you can actually use these airbrush caps. Right, we're back. I've got my paper set up, I've got my compressor turned on, it's all pumped up and ready to go. For this demonstration I'm going to be using the Mr. Hobby's PS289 airbrush. I've got my Vallejo sepia drawing ink already inside the color cup and I'm ready to go. Now remember, when you are doing fine detail work or you want to do fine lines, it is important to mix your paint to the consistency of like water, you know, very fluid. Okay, this enables the paint to go through the nozzle a lot easier. It'll also cause a lot less clogging around the needle. It's not to say that you're not going to get clogging or tip dry. It's inevitable with every airbrush, you're going to get it. It just depends on your mixing ratios, which you will have to obviously work out for yourself. You also got to remember that when you airbrushing fine lines or fine detail, it's important that you need to reduce your air pressure as well. Okay, I would recommend air pressures between 6 to 12 psi maximum. Okay, I've got my compressor set up on 8 to 8.5 psi because I'm using drawing inks. Obviously, if it's a slightly thicker consistency paint, like the airbrush paints or acrylic paints or whatever, you might need to just up that a little bit, or you can just add a little bit more reducer and flow improver to actually create better flow through your nozzle. Okay, now using these air caps, very easy. You can actually put the airbrush right up against the surface. Okay, and when you pull back on the needle, or when you pull back on your trigger and the paint starts to flow, you get a constant line all the way through. Let's do another one. As you can see, it is very easy. You have a constant amount of paint and airflow going through, and because your needle is close to the surface, you can actually achieve very fine lines. Some airbrushes, they have a little adjusting screw at the back here. You can actually close that off to actually create finer lines. But remember, when you do that, you do need to reduce, you will probably need to reduce your paint or your ink or whatever material you're airbrushing a little bit more, so that it flows through the needle a lot easier. Now, as I also mentioned, the other advantage about these little needle caps, now this one is the open end cap. Okay, you've got two options. You can dip your paintbrush into your cleaning solution and just wipe away at the tip to clean it off if you get some tip dry. Or alternatively, you grab a cloth or a paper towel and you just pinch it off, and your tip is now clean, ready to go again. Again, I'm putting it right up against the surface, pulling back on the trigger, and as you can see, constant line all the way through. Of course, if you move it further away, you see that the paint actually becomes a little bit more dense, or less dense. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the next airbrush ready to show you a different nozzle head and the advantages of using that one, using straight edges and curves. Okay, so we're back. I've changed the air cap. As you can see, I've got this very open-ended one with a very sort of wide circle. I find this one is very useful for when I want to do straight edges or even around a curve using a template. So let me demonstrate how this works. I've got a little piece of wood that's been cut. You basically place it on the surface, push down for air, pull back for paint, and off you go. And as you can see, it follows that curve very nicely. I'm going to do another one here. And as you can see, your line is still very thin, keeping it constant all the way through. Let's do another one. And you see how easy it is to create the same lines, and straight edges and curves as you might need. Bear in mind, this air cap, it's not an open-ended one, so you cannot use a paper towel or cloth to clean tip dry. You will have to use a paintbrush dipped in your cleaning solution. You basically put it inside there, give it a good wipe, and it'll basically clean it off. Well, I'm going to get my airbrushes cleaned up, and we'll then do a little bit of a wrap-up conclusion to this whole demonstration. So to wrap up on the airbrush air caps, are they worth getting? I would say definitely yes. For the airbrush artist who wants to create fine detail or fine lines on your airbrush artwork, yeah, this enables you to do that. For the hobby modeler, you know, the model kit builder who wants to create fine crisp lines or extremely detailed camouflage patterns, you are able to do this. You can get close to the surface without compromising the integrity of your needle. You know, you don't have to remove the air cap to get close and possibly cause damage or bending your needle. They are interchangeable with most airbrushes. I've demonstrated with the Mr. Hobby Procon, as well as Supernova Studio's Ninja airbrush. They fit on there perfectly. They do fit on most or some of the Iwata brand as well as the Aircraft brand of airbrushes. Unfortunately, they don't fit onto the Hardy and Steenbeck airbrushes, but the Hardy and Steenbeck airbrushes come with their own air caps that are actually quite reasonable, that are, you know, the same as what these air caps offer you. I will post links in the description for the air caps, as well as the Mr. Hobby Procon and the Supernova Studios Ninja airbrush, so that you can go and visit Supernova Studios and actually have a look and see if you want to purchase something. Don't just look at what I'm showing you here. Go and look at all their products. Quick, efficient, friendly service from the staff. Yeah, in the next couple of weeks I will be tackling these two projects, where I will be doing a camouflage pattern for the Mirage 3C, and using the airbrush caps to do the camouflage pattern. Just bear in mind that your mixing ratios, play around with it, see what works best for you, what flows through your airbrush efficiently, where you can create these fine lines and fine detail work. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Go to the little notifications bell, click on that, select all, because in the next couple of weeks you will be notified immediately of any new content that I actually publish on my YouTube channel. In closing, I want to tell you to go out there, experiment a little bit, enjoy it, be inspired, and most of all, be creative. Cheers for now.